I want to talk about a pair of headphones that blew me away after I've been through just so many pairs of headphones and so much gear trying to get something that would give me like a revelatory experience. And if you've seen other videos, you know I've bought and tried just a ton of gear, gone through a ton of headphones, and was never really blown away. The closest I got was with Focal Clears, where I tried those on and just they were energetic. Everything felt kind of good with them. They had a fun tone, I would say, and I get that some people haven't heard that or don't hear that with them, but like most conversations online, when you're looking for like best headphones, what people really are talking about there are like reference headphones that sound very analytical, right? They're good for like deep listening, critical listening. They're good for like, let's say, a more refined palette than maybe I have. But my palette is based on like a maximalist, oversaturated love for fun. So it's like maxing out the fun in my life, I guess, right? And my wife, on the other hand, loves classical music. And recently I had a chance to audition the HG800s. And so for her, it was like, oh shit, these are amazing, right? She loved them and was just like, for classical music, she could hear everything. And just the soundstage was fantastic. And it was like she was in a concert hall. I tried them and I was just like so underwhelmed because they seemed to be like lacking in any sort of heft and any sort of fun. And like, as much as I would love to say, like, if I keep drinking the juice, I'm going to enjoy it one day, I just don't think I am. And so, after years of also probably listening to like overly bassy, shitty headphones, I've gotten a taste for that, for like a warm coloration with like bass and I don't know, just fun. I think ZMF headphones are fun headphones. The Aelous, amazing set of headphones. So anyway, notwithstanding, I want to talk about a pair of headphones that I trialed and I'm keeping because I absolutely love them, and I'll explain why. Let me grab them. They are the TH-900X Mark IIs, and by Fostex. And these headphones, I bought them because they're listed. I read them as like someone called them fun. Someone said, if you want something that's like a nice close back, that doesn't really sound like others in your collection. These are actually more like semi-closed back. Like there's no like noise isolation at all. But, I bought them based on that to try. And so I was expecting to like love them for like heavy metal, like, and also just like rock stuff like Tool, Queens of the Stone Age, Metallica. And while those were like, they sounded great and decent, they have a great rumble, where this is like the most non-technical review ever, so I hope you appreciate that. But like, they feel like you're at a concert with these rather than hearing like quick bass, right? You're not going to hear that. But that's not why I love these, right? That is not at all. Surprisingly, it was about bands and singers that have like a really strong forward voice that is like with like the music that's a bit recessed. And so I have like a playlist, and let me read a few songs off the playlist because like, oh yeah. So, Lou Reed, when I heard Lou Reed in these, it was like he was inside my head. Right. So the soundstage here is very, very condensed, right? It's there, but it's not nearly as big as anything I'm used to. And so I don't think that's a negative, at least not for like music. And so for some music, like for Nick Cave, for Rufus Wainwright, Leonard Cohen, oh my God, amazing. Sam Cooke, amazing. Tori Amos. I'm actually not looking at my list now. I'm trying to like remember some other ones. Fiona Apple, Florence and the Machine, Etta James, Sam Cooke. They all just like, it was like I was at a private concert and they were there. And so it really wasn't about the bass per se. It was more just like I don't know if it's the timbre of the vocals or what it is. I think but the vocal sounded so just like, oh my God, just there inside your head. And it was like hearing stuff for the first time. And so every day now I'm just like re-listening to music and like really hearing it for the first time, which is absolutely amazing. And yeah, these cost a fortune, right? These are like $1,800 new. You can get them used much cheaper, but like I think it's worth it to hear music and to appreciate music in that way. Now, if you don't like the artist I mentioned, right, but and don't like that type of music, because like if you listen to just rock music, a lot of the times, like when I listen to like Radiohead on these, I like was not super impressed, right? And I love Radiohead. It was really just because Tom York's voice sort of, is like there with the music and they're sort of interplaying. He's almost like an instrument. And so just wasn't as satisfying. Like they were great. Those like that music is great on other headsets I have, right? Other headphones I have. But when it comes specifically to like, someone like strong female singers who like blast out from the music or male singers, same thing, then I think you have a real case to go with these. These are not good with bad recordings or like okay recordings. Like I think you really pick up on um, like you need a really good source and you need a really good recording to make these really hum. Games, they're okay. Um, it's a very left and right stereo sound. There's no sort of 3D soundstage in games. I mean, same thing in music, but like in music, it didn't bother me at all. With games, it's kind of necessary to have more of a 3D soundstage. That being said, I can do it, but I probably don't. I have another recommendation for like a really cheap gaming headset that people don't talk about enough, which I'll do in another video. But um, the other thing these really suck at is like Teams calls or like Zoom calls or whatever. Oh my god, people's voices, like you just don't want that in your head like that. It is taxing and painful. And if anything, you want Zoom calls to be like, you know, as less painful as possible. So don't add these to the mix. Put on whatever, right? It doesn't matter, but not these. Um, but if you're willing to find music again and hear music again, and you like the bands in that sphere, right? It's kind of hard for me to like say what that sphere is because the Beatles actually sound amazing on here, and I don't necessarily think of like a lot of their songs as being like stand out, like the vocals being recessed. But if you think about it, a lot of their songs, the music is sort of like recessed a bit from the vocals. Like A Day in the Life, for instance, sounds like fucking amazing on here. But if you like things like Tom Waits, and if you like Pulp, and you like Sinead O'Connor and Katie Lang, and like, just a huge assortment of music where there's like a strong singer. I hate to reuse that because maybe that's probably the best I have right now. But then I think it's worth it to at least give these a try. And I think they're not talked about enough. I think that people, especially audiophiles, get way too hung up on detail retrieval and like soundstage, and those are important. And I think the detail retrieval on these is fine. These are not like, to me, like super fast as far as like um and maybe it's just because the image separation or like the separation between the instruments is not like super crisp and fast sounding. But maybe that's just like a perception. Instead, the tonality feels like fun and real. It feels like you're at like a live show as opposed to like something that's like happening in the studio and is super like um analytical, which can be fun for some music, especially. I haven't really tried any like EDM to say whether or not I like it on here. My guess is that it may not sound like as quick as it needs to, but I'm sort of speculating here. So anyway, just wanted to make a quick video and pump these up because they deserve to be pumped up, especially if you're into something that's not a reference headphone. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully more to come from me soon.